Hello to you all, and welcome to Pyramid Energy, a journey through intuition, wisdom, and loving insight. If you've journeyed with me before, welcome back, and thank you all for being here with me. The first thing I'm going to say is that the energy here is slightly murky. By that I mean, I believe this is going to unfold gradually as we progress through the reading. And also I want to say that it feels highly particular. The word that I got before I opened the container is standard. And when I looked the word standard up, it says something used as a measure, form, or model in comparative evaluations. And I also saw used or accepted as normal or average. And then one of the sub-definitions is of a work, repertoire, or writer viewed as authoritative or of permanent value and so widely read or performed. When I went into the etymology of the word, it speaks about a distinctive flag or other conspicuous object displayed from a position in battle to serve as a rallying point for a military force. This took me back to a reading I did. I think it might have been 2 readings ago. I'll link it in the description box. But I spoke there about holding up your flag, raising your flag, and the journey to that confidence point where you're ready to wave your own flag on behalf of yourself, advocating for yourself. And so I'm reading this energy more around work that you've been doing. And it's speaking to, yes, the advocating for yourself, but it's also speaking to a regularity and a standard. And when I say regularity, I'm not referring to frequency. I'm referring to more the quality and what can be expected from you. And so I feel like you're being called to come back down to the values, so to reduce what you're doing to its core values. And in those values, because I've got a lot of pentacles in front of me, in those values, you're going to be able to find a lot of answers around what you're being called to raise as a standard and perform as a standard. I believe the reason why this is happening is because you've developed a new route for yourself, almost like an original path. And although what you're doing forms a part of a greater whole, your method, your unique signature is unique. What I'm seeing here is in your past, I have you working quite hard, stacking up your work, okay? You're stacking up your work, but you're not satisfied with not how it's stacking up. You're not satisfied with the direction it has taken so far. And I'm not saying that there are regrets in terms of what you've done. I just mean the state of what it's like at the moment. There's something about it that you want to regulate, okay? I see with this that a lot of work has happened over quite a stretch of time, gradually building quite a powerful offering. Let me put it this way, a powerful offering. And despite the challenges that you've encountered, this is weighing things up, working with your own energy and working with the energy of others. You've managed to build something that feels quite stable, and you've also maintained your authenticity through it. The authenticity has been a challenge, a struggle, but you've stayed true to yours. When I say it's been a struggle, it's this forging a path that's unique, where you want what you have to offer to be accessible and relevant in the market while still staying true to your own unique stamp and signature. Just to address the energy, and I have 444. Although talking about this doesn't feel serious to me, there's a very serious energy that I feel like we're transmuting here. In the past, there was a very serious heavy energy. And I felt it when I was lighting my Palo Santo to clear the space. Even the match wouldn't light. There was like a resistance against the clearance of energy. But I believe that that has cleared up, because in your present line, I feel, hear, and see things taking off in terms of the flow of what you're receiving and now needing to package. And with that, I've got the Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. You know, I'm being revisited quite a bit by the energy of the last two readings here. And what's here is there's a lot of value in what you're doing. And with that, there is a shift in perspective and a new realization, like a fresh new energy in terms of how you're approaching your perspective of what you've been producing. And realizing that it's worth celebrating. So this is the flag coming up for me again. This is the flag coming up for me again. And so it's as though you are embarking on a new sort of fresh leg of your journey, where you're going to be packaging what you're doing and sharing it with a new perspective on your own work, a perspective you didn't have previously because of this heaviness and a lot of what you were transmuting. And so you're viewing it with a different eye, and it's sort of shifting how you're going to be putting what you're doing forward. And with this, you're setting a new standard for yourself, and you're also setting a new standard for others. I have the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles here together. When you look at these cards together, you can see that these women, the one has done a lot of building and continues to build, but while she's building, she's trying to keep something separate for herself so that she has a basis to build off going forward. And so this is like a kitty that's going to allow her to produce continuously. That said, as she goes, the Queen of Pentacles is holding her one pentacle, and so she's got quite a valuable offering to share, but she's sort of taken one of these pentacles and she's putting it forward. It's bigger than the others. It's like an accumulation of what she's gathered that she's sharing. Okay? In the overarching energy here, I have the Ace of Wands together with the Ace of Swords. And when I asked for clarity, I got the Five of Pentacles. To me, what I'm hearing and seeing here is an aha moment. It's like realizing that you're onto something, and it's what you make of it that's going to reveal it in all its own glory. In the underlying energy, I have the Star and the Hanged Man. And so whatever this is, it's something that you have developed over time and through your own healing. And you've actually been sitting in it for a long time. You've been sitting with something that's pretty much been ready for quite some time, but it's the perspective that had not yet reached the same point as the value of the work. As I said those words, I felt this very fearful energy rising. And earlier I saw the Devil, and I also saw the Nine of Swords. And so there is a fear energy that's causing some kind of doubt, confusion, reaction. And I'm feeling you here as very apprehensive. And so I want to look into that. I'm explaining this energy to the best of my ability here. But what I'm seeing in your future line is you are actually not completely clear about the impact of what you're sharing. There's a sense that you can feel its power. However, you have no view of it. And it's like there's a lot about it that's hidden. But you're going to be making a choice that's going to free you into moving through in a way that feels lighter for you, and a way that you feel like you've done your best in terms of what you can see. So like from your perspective, you're going to be honoring yourself while releasing this work to go do whatever it's meant to go do out there. all while not dishonoring yourself. So I'm saying that you have a limited view on the impact. You have a limited view on the impact. This is making you very apprehensive about moving forward. And I feel like there's something that you've got, and there's this resistance about releasing it because of this apprehension. But what I'm seeing here, I've got the moon and I've got the lovers. You're going to need to make a call. You're going to need to make a call. And this is the nature of your work, is that in time, more will be revealed to you. It's just that you can't stop. You can't stop where you are. You're going to need to keep going. And so you'll make a choice that suits you, and that makes this accessible to others, and more will be revealed about it as you go. I've asked what we need to know here, and this 5 of Cups has come up twice, and it's saying that don't look at what's not working. Don't look at what you can't see. Look at what you can see and what is working, and leverage on that. That is your arrow. That's your leader. That's your leader. And what's also coming up is that you are not privy to what is hidden here. You're not privy to that. And you're not privy to the reason as to why it's hidden. And I feel like that I'm already getting this huge sense of relief here. There is a reason why this is concealed from you. When I asked why it's being concealed, I got the Page of Cups, and this is, we need you to start here with what we're offering first. This is like an approach of innocence. I feel like you have a surprise coming up ahead. I then saw the Ace of Cups, and so it's as if with this offering, you see I've got the Hierophant underneath. So there is a change coming, but what's happening is that with this offering that, you think it appears small, but with trusting it and not focusing on the things that are not working, this same cup is going to start overflowing. And the Page of Cups, it's got that cup, the page is holding the cup, and it's got a fish sitting in this cup. And then followed by the Ace of Cups, which is like, it's going to start flowing with something. I don't know what that something is, but when I look at the next card being the Hierophant, there's a teacher that is coming through here that will not reveal themselves or itself until you trust and offer and see. This feels as if they know you to be an overthinker, and that there's something around trusting this path. I mean, it's as if you're showing up as though you have options, but like this is, the offering is coming from a place that is not going to reveal all of itself until you just start to learn to trust it. And I feel like you can tell that there's a new teacher in the room. So you're a teacher, but you're also being taught by a teacher. And in order to show up with this level of trust, this is something that they are trying to display through you. You're going to need to trust your own teacher, because there is something to be said about teaching others to trust when you yourself are not yet completely trusting. There's also something about these pipes. I recall finding something about a pipe. I'm thinking about a pipe of water, that it needs to be unclogged in order to allow all of this water through. And I just want to see here where I saw this pipe. I see it. It says an upright water or gas pipe. Please excuse my throat. It seems to be closing. So this is a throat chakra moment where you need to nurture your throat chakra and allow it to stay open. And so this is basically to say that the water does not come necessarily from you. And when I say you, I mean your physical body and yourself. You do not hold all of that responsibility. However, you are the custodian of this information. And so you need to fix your pipe at a certain point that can be connected to, but that is reliable and that stands there. If I could just put this in a different way, I asked, what is expected of this pipe? And then I saw the Four of Swords and Judgment. So this is fix your pipe at a point and trust the water that comes out. Do not hold that responsibility on yourself, because now this teacher just wants this information to flow through you. They just want this information to flow through you. And so it's asking you to show up for it. This, to an extent, is feeling like a message I've shared before. It's coming through in a different form. And I want to look into this fear that we looked into earlier, that I mentioned earlier. What I'm seeing here is that you are loading too many expectations on the outcome of something that you cannot see. It's going two ways. The first way it's going is you're not sure whether you have the physical capacity to sustain what is flowing through you. The second is you're stuck wondering whether this offering is going to reap what you expect it to reap for you. What I want to say is that you're wallowing in the unknown. You have no view of this. And it's asking for steps forward. It's asking you to fix yourself at a place and open up and allow what's flowing through to flow through you. The next question that came up for me is how do we package this? And I got the 7 of Cups. And when I look at this 7 of Cups, you've got sort of a conductor here, and he's facing the clouds where all these 7 cups are. You see, the one looks like it's like a little ghost. So that's like some things are not going to be revealed. It's like varying offerings. That's what I'm seeing here. Offerings with a different purpose. Offerings that are presented in a different way. So this is like, you do not have to, this is taking me back to when I mentioned that this is a regularity, not in terms of frequency, but in terms of quality and value, and also positioning. So you position yourself in a certain place, okay? And then whatever comes through will come through. And as it comes through, you will know how it needs to be packaged. Does that make sense? This energy is so murky. I feel like this has been the process of figuring it out. It's felt so murky. It's like fumbling in the dark. Ace of Pentacles and the 6 of Wands. They're saying that this is an offering that's being presented before you. And if you proceed, as I've shared today, you will arrive at the point that reflects exactly why you needed to approach it in this way. It's going to make sense. They're saying it's going to make sense. They're saying just be there, receive it, and then you'll know what to do with it. And then you'll see what happens. I feel like I'm speaking to someone incredibly stubborn. Sending you love. I recently recorded a piece of work, which I'm quite excited about. I'll refer to it as a channeled lecture. It's on working with the 4 elements of earth, water, air, and fire through their masculine and feminine aspects. This teaching explores how our attention shapes energy by either accelerating love into manifestation or accelerating tension into frustration. This process unfolds through the mind and body. When we bring our own aspects into balance, we naturally assist our counterpart in doing the same. This lecture serves as a toolkit for union, balance, healing, and manifestation, using relation, observation, and energy as our guides. If you feel called to this work, you'll find the link in the description box below. Please make sure to look out for a separate YouTube link that I've shared there for your comments. I've done this to encourage discussion on the topic and to support integration of the material. Thank you so much.